think we're live here. Let's wait to see some people start flowing in here, Kyle. I've got the most jerry-rigged setup imaginable to get us live here today after the most insane, 3 weeks in Upload VR history here. And wow, what a show we just went through.
Let me tell you, I'm just watching the very end of the showcase here, listening to this wonderful voiceover that was so much in this. So let's see here. Are people going to be tossed to?
Well, people are feeling in, they're saying they can't hear the audio, so we'll work on it. We'll work on it.
They can't hear our audio right now, currently.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not showing any audio right now, so give me a second on that one. Audio output capture. I know why that's happening. Alright, let's change this to... How about now? Is our audio working now? Please let us know. Here. Not loud enough. Alright.
Not loud enough.
Can see the audio is low. Thank you for everyone for tuning in through as we set this up. What is going on here? Audio input capture is coming across. Desktop audio is not. How about now? Try something, Kyle?
Is it better now?
How about now, Kyle? Try being louder. Oh man. 64 viewers on a show that's not properly streaming. Alright. Video capture.
So apparently my audio is muted, it says. Also, I can see you on the stream here. You're there.
Yeah, no, I'm there. I won't show up to
Oh,
you in our stream, but yes, I am human to our audience. I just cannot the perils of hijacking my webcam with OBS.
Right.
But it's weird. It's showing me everything is looking good over in OBS, but it's not showing me. So just hold up with us for a few minutes, folks. We'll have some more shows for you, or more videos for you in a second. We just need to work out what's going wrong here. Even the louder sounds too soft. Human Ian wrinkles. Daniel's obsessed with my human wrinkles. Alright. So
Onakazi saying can hear a mumble from Kyle. Ian better, but still low. So we're still waiting to see.
how about this one?
I don't know. Does it sound better now? I've got my volume turned up all the way on my laptop here to see.
Let us know if that one sounds a good one for Kyle now.
Oh, there we go. Apparently I'm back.
Alright, so that's getting Kyle. Is that also getting me? Is it getting both of us now? I sure hope so.
Yeah. Yes, there it is. All right. Okay.
All right.
So now
Kyle
I can
sounds
turn
mic'd. You're here. We're here.
Okay.
Thank you all for tuning in. What a heck of a...
But turn the full volume up all the way, Ian. Can you...
Keep going? You want me to keep going?
Crank it to 11.
Crank it to 11. I'm worried about the feedback coming from my mic, so I'm going to keep hitting this thing. As you can tell, we have been flying by the seat of our pants here. We just came from Apple headquarters in California for the Vision Pro demo. The week before that, we had the Quest 3, and we have been madly putting together this showcase for you all. Which, Kyle, do you want to? I was talking a little bit about this with former colleagues that we had that sort of kicked off this showcase for us, and we're doing a little bit different, I think, than we kind of started out with. You think that's a fair way of describing it?
Yeah, I mean, putting something like this together, I would imagine that there's probably a team of people doing this with, a lot of input and things like that. And, we are a very small, scrappy team, and we're doing the best we can with it. You know, eh, previous previous showcases had a different feel and tempo to it, and we're just we're doing the best we can. We learn from every single one. I know our curse is audio. I mean, it just seems to be the thing that we keep struggling with. But we'll do some in the off season. We'll do some training, and hopefully for the winter showcase, things will be crystal clear.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
so I'm thinking more like from the way we're taking submissions. We had over 60 trailers, each of them at about a minute. That's a huge like that's a hu- I can't
It's a
even
daunting
describe,
task.
like you've got single person teams out there that are putting together a VR project for the first time, and they're they're desperate to be in, to get some kind of marketing for their trailer, but it's not the same thing that our audience is expecting, where it's like they want the super polished AAA type devs that are appearing in the PlayStation showcase. We understand that. We want them in our showcase too. But we also want to like shine a light on these devs that this is their first time. And like when I was looking at the comments today, it seemed like people were really supportive and understanding, at least from what I saw, of devs sort of trying this out for the first time in some cases.
Yeah, I mean, there's challenges across the board for either the developers or the people who are producing the videos for them, and I can't go to each developer and say, "Hey, I need this exact video and I need it right here, right now." Here, we give them specifications and they do their best. And for some folks, it was their first time, and other folks, it was, you know, I mean, again, kudos to everyone involved with this showcase, because this is part of our passion to do these showcases so that way we can give as much as we can to the community at large and all the game players. And yeah, I don't know, Ian. It's uh people are still saying they can't hear me. I just turned my volume up to 12 here. So Ian, I don't know if you want to mess with that, but do you maybe want to show that first trailer that we have? Ian, they're saying that they can't hear you at all now.
You showed me the door while I'm breaking it down. Even you can ignore the new world that I found. Now I'm forging a I'm certain we'll win. All that's left is who's right, and who pays for the sin. Oh, no backing down, no giving up, no more accepting just good enough. I have a world to make, unbreakable rules to break. I'll build a castle, I'm the queen. You're just a cog in my machine. So you're the best of the best. Well, let's see if it's true. I'm less than impressed. I feel better than you. Oh, I've made you before. I can take you apart. I'll reach into your core and I'll rip out your heart. Oh, no backing down, no giving up, no more accepting just good enough. I have a world to make, unbreakable rules to break. I'll build a castle, I'm the queen. You're just a cog in my machine. Gears of change will guide me in strange ways, tearing down the walls we made. Now who are you? Another form of control. Understand what I do. It's the work of the soul. No backing down, no giving up, no more accepting just good enough. I have a world to make, unbreakable rules to break. I'll build a castle, I'm the queen. Oh, you're just a cog in my
Alright, there we go with some I Expect You to Die 3 right there. We're working on our audio as we go, I think. Yeah, we will try to get an audio engineer and a producer. It's one of those things where, down the list of priorities, right? We've got Heaney working on improvements to the studio, right? We've got to get that back up to par, right? Where we can show videos and showcase it in videos and still images while we're in VR. That's going to be a big deal. I want to show off this next one real quick for Walkabout because I'm pretty excited about this one. So we have a video here from Walkabout that wasn't able to make it into our showcase, but we know we've got a lot of Walkabout mini golf players out there in our audience. So let's show off what they're working on here. Yeah, definitely. It is a portrait orientation video there, but there's an official putter from Hello Real coming with Walkabout Mini Golf's branding all over the handle. Should be compatible with all the Quest controllers. You slot your Quest controller into the top. I have one of Hello Real's controllers floating around here somewhere, but pretty big deal for them to announce sort of an official hardware accessory branded after Walkabout Mini Golf. So I'm pretty excited to have that one going around, and I'm surprised everyone in our comments isn't already screaming about whether Vision Pro is going to support Walkabout, because that is the big elephant in the room question everyone is wondering about. So FX Note asking if there's a file to download. There is sort of a homegrown 3D printed system and a pretty cool way of, like a pretty simple way of syncing up your handle to the putter in the game that allows you to use a variety of accessories with Walkabout. But yes, we had several announcements from Walkabout Mini Golf in our show today. They showed off their evil layers a little bit. They've also got the Exploding Kittens Fox Hunt coming from the maker of Exploding Kittens. That'll be in the Laser Layers course launching next month from Walkabout Mini Golf. And they've obviously got the Evil Layers series coming, so we don't know what those further ones are. They just released Journey to the Center of the Earth earlier. Was it last week or earlier this week? It was this week, I think. It's been a blur. But Journey to the Center of the Earth, one of those Jules Verne games, and one of those Jules Verne novels. So the first one was 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and they still have Around the World in 80 Days still to come. They've got a Meow Wolf course coming later this year. I can't wait to see how that turns out, to see what sort of like the crossover is between mini golf and weird art. I think that's what we're going to see when we see that course. Yeah, so those are two very, very interesting ones. I want to show my favorite trailer from the show. Kyle, what was your favorite trailer that we had today?
Oh, man. You know, I hate to be a broken record, but I like the fact that there's more real VR fishing places to fish. I'm sorry. I'm a big fisher guy, and I love the fact that they had some more. Yeah, like I said, broken record. I mean, I have other favorites as well, but yeah.
I accidentally clicked away from you right there while you were in the middle of speaking. Let's go. All right, so I'm going to show you. I'm going to show my favorite trailer from the show here. Yeah, so that was Out of Hand there. That was my favorite trailer. I'm seeing people in our comments, Lance, talking about Pixel Ripped. Yeah, the Pixel Ripped trailer, that's coming out tomorrow, right? We got the release day trailer from Pixel Ripped, so thank you to them for sharing that with us. That's a big release, a very, there's not many franchises in VR, right, Kyle?
I mean, obviously, Shell Games has I Expect You to Die 1, 2, and 3, and 4, whatever, yeah, I mean, it's good to have multiple, because if you're really a big fan of the game, you want more of it. And obviously, Pixel Ripped, I don't know how many different devices I've played that on. I don't know how many different, I mean, it's just constantly giving us more stuff, and that's fantastic.
Yeah, totally agree. There's something magical in the way they design those games, where I've played an early version of this most recent Pixel Rip that you go out and play, you like pantomime playing through like you were at Atari headquarters back in the 70s, back in the birthplace of video games. And it's the same thing in all their games, but you're sitting there at a desk in Atari's headquarters, and then someone walks over to your desk and addresses you directly, and it feels, just for like an instant, like your coworker is actually standing there talking to you. And then they go away, and you're warped into a video game, and you come back to your desk later, and a few minutes pass, and you're lulled back into like, oh, I'm just sitting at my desk again. And then someone else walks by your desk, and you feel like you're being addressed. It's just magical to me the way they pull that off. Let's show off a couple things that couldn't make it into our event. So let's show off one here, Zen VR.
Are you tired of feeling isolated in a world that emphasizes separation and conflict? And are you open to exploring practical tools and insights to break down these barriers and work on forgiving and making peace with those you have had difficulty with? If you answered yes to these questions, then it's time to begin compassion and interconnectedness. You'll return to a serene mountaintop as you engage in a loving kindness and compassion meditation, followed by a continuation of the previous talk, digging deeper into the interconnectedness of life and how the idea of separation crumbles when examined closely. Deepening your self-awareness of your connection to everyone around you can help bring you greater empathy, compassion, and harmony in your relationships and everyday interactions. And for those interested in a community of like-minded individuals, live group meditations, and more, join our free Discord community. We look forward to seeing you.
Yes, that was in VR. Couldn't fit into the main show, and I'm seeing gaming science teacher in our comments saying the sand art game looked fun too, and I love that, Kyle, because you saw the discussion where we debated like these are very human decisions on our side of what to include, what not to include, and the number of reasons something couldn't be included or could be included is it's like this monstrous like puzzle game where like this piece doesn't fit with this piece, so we have to leave it out. And we're trying to put on a good show for everyone out there at the same time that we want to represent the variety of work that's coming in the VR space. It's a hard balance, and it's cool to see people respond to things like the sand art game, where it's like this is not going to win over the people in our audience that are looking for the next team-based shooter, right? This is going to appeal to people who are looking at what the bat type games, unusual games, more so.
Yeah, not everybody wants to shoot zombies. Not everybody wants to hashtag squad goals. Not everybody wants to do that sort of thing. And so you have to realize that in order for, if my mom is playing Candy Crush on her phone all the time, where are the games that are geared toward her? And how do we get grandma into a VR headset? We need to have games that appeal to that audience. And not everybody wants to shoot a gun. Not everybody wants to do a power washer. Not everybody wants to play in the sand. But all of those options need to be available. And that, to me, those types of games are more than welcome in our showcases, because the showcase isn't just for hardcore extreme gamers. It's for just gamers, people who just want to play stuff or do fitness or play drums, or you have to have a multiple many varied and unusual titles. And I think we did a good job of getting a good mix of stuff into the showcase based on the submissions.
Yeah, I'm seeing people in our comments really responding to our sort of approach here, what we're trying to do, and understanding the difficulties of what we're trying to do. But what I see from our showcase here, Kyle, is a pathway for us to continue this hopefully into the end of this year. I mean, are we going to be? Oh, there's my hungover hair right here. Are we going to do this again at the end of the year, Kyle?
Oh yeah, no. Winter showcases. I mean, we're already planning for it. So, devs, get your stuff ready, and hopefully everything will be submitted in a timely fashion. So that we can get
well, I think what we should do again, I mean, hopefully we can work out some of the kinks with this system, right? Of us coming in here. But like, the thing that we have with devs is like, some of them work really well with a deadline. Like, if you give them a target, suddenly they'll deliver by that target. Some of them want to deliver 5 days after that target. And we're trying to put this together as quickly as we can. This gives us a chance to like catch some of those people that can't make the normal deadline, as well as other, for whatever reason, we couldn't get it into the main show. I have another one I'll show you right now here that we couldn't get into the main show. But I think it's interesting. It's an example of some of the... Well, first I want to show something we did show in the showcase, Coaster Mania. I want to go over that one again. Yeah. All right, so let's go to Coaster Mania real quick. Yeah, thank you to Load, the Espire devs, for commenting there. Thank you for trusting us with your work and submitting for the showcase. Yeah, the Coaster Mania one, I saw it in the comments of people saying this is a coaster game I could actually play, and I love that thinking because like again it speaks to this thing that like people with iron stomachs want to ride the coasters as no matter how uncomfortable the coaster is. But here's a coaster game that's being very silly with, making a coaster that finishes off in your toilet. Like
Mhm.
VR, a lot of people take VR too seriously sometimes, don't they?
Yeah, yeah. The Coaster Mania for me, what was it? Roller Coaster Tycoon, I think was the name of the game. I used to play that with my dad, and he was obsessed with it. And it was a lot of fun to watch somebody older, sorry, Dad, play a game like that and really get obsessed with it. And then to see that here is that same concept in VR. It's a cool game, but it would be even cooler if it was in VR. Yeah, that this game is very welcome in my house. I showed it to my kids. They're both sporting Quest 2s right now, and they're like, "Oh, that looks like a lot of fun. I think I could play that for a while." My only disappointment in that trailer is that the roller coaster didn't crash into the bowl of the KitchenAid mixer. Instead of the dinosaur, it should have been the KitchenAid mixer. But semantics.
So, yeah, I want mixed reality versions of a lot of different things, right? Like I want my background for a lot of these things that maybe were uncomfortable. That was the lasting thing from my Vision Pro demo was they didn't show any games, period, right? But they also didn't show any games that had they didn't show any locomotion whatsoever, right? There was not even teleport in my first demo. And I think that's a big part of like the Apple story we still have to see, right? And it's a obviously huge opportunity for Meta to double down on controller games, on very fast moving, high motion games. If Apple's going to take sort of a hands off approach there, but again, it's just the beginning of the Apple story that they've started to tell. There's going to be a lot more we're going to learn there. So I'm going to show
Right.
off. I'm going to show off another mixed reality update that we couldn't include in the showcase for Hauntify. So that is some footage from Hauntify. That's the company behind that is Virtual Go. They've got a whole series of mixed reality games. It seems like they're testing the waters with mixed reality, and we looked at some of their other work, and as you can tell, like, again, people in our chat realizing the kind of undertaking that we're taking here and trying to cast this net as wide as we can. You saw that that video was square. Obviously, lots of footage you get out of a headset is square, because that's the aspect ratio that a lot of these headsets kick out. And I'm seeing people in our comments talking about getting hurt in that game and scared. One of the things we didn't include in this showcase was an outdoor mixed reality shooter game. And, you know, it could be popular, it could be doing well on App Lab and places like that, but there were too many things that didn't make sense from a user perspective of how's that going to work, how does that content look to onlookers who are just looking at a video. And yeah, people might, this is Hauntify are looking at it, and we were just talking about Vision Pro having no locomotion whatsoever in its game. Like, how are we going to play games that take place over a whole house? Is still kind of an open question. We don't like the software layers allowing us to run around our homes in VR are still getting built out in real time by these platform companies, aren't they?
Yeah, I think I watched Hauntify the trailer, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. That looks like a lot of fun. I'm one of those few people who don't need to wear brown pants to play a scary VR game. But walking around my house from room to room to room, it's I don't know. I haven't really tried it, and so I'm not really sure how that would go. But man, I do like there was a lot of comments of people who are like, "Oh, there needs to be more MR games. There needs to be more AR games. There needs to be more where they use the pass through." I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think that games like that are going to be detrimental. If we don't have those games, then what's the point of the pass through? Then the companies aren't making that stuff available or improved. And obviously, Apple, I mean, the Vision Pro, if it's got as good of a pass through as it claims or shows to have, then games like that are an easy win to switch over onto that platform. And yeah, so I welcome it. I think it's fantastic. They have a lot of MR, a lot of AR. I don't want to have a conversation about
Uh
which
oh.
one it is, AR
Uh
or
oh.
MR, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm hopeful we'll see a lot more mixed reality content throughout the year. I'm gonna show, I think, one more here. Let us know if you have any questions or comments about anything VR related. There is no stupid question. I say that sometimes, but someone does surprise me from time to time. But we have a very forgiving audience, people that are very excited for people getting into VR for the first time. So please leave your comments in the comments area. Let us know if you've got any questions. We'll try to get it answered for you. We have seen a wide range of hardware and platforms coming out, and it's going to be a very, very big year for VR. So we're very excited for everyone joining. Let me show this last one here for mixture.
Absolutely. First of all, several people have asked about the giveaways from the showcase, and obviously we're working right now, so I can't go and do that. but we will have those figured out and announced as soon as humanly possible. If not later today, then check tomorrow. Um, I also want to say a big thanks to Beck, who did all of the video editing and made this really just come together and be possible. So everybody, Beck is part of the Upload VR team. She's our what do we say, marketing manager, or no, marketing director. She's in marketing. So Beck is just the person to talk to if you ever want to do any advertising with us or be a sponsor or be part of the Winter Showcase. Beck at uploadvr.com. It's a pretty easy email. So other than that, thanks to our sponsors. Definitely can't do this stuff without you guys. So big kudos to all of you. And, to the folks whose videos didn't get into the showcase, for the first time ever, I saw somebody in the comments say, "Wow, this showcase is too long." When I announced the intermission, they're like, "Wow, it's too long." And I'm like, "That's great. I love the fact that it's too long because, well, that means there's a lot to show." And the fact that we were able to do this show and have additional things that didn't get shown just proves that we're ramping up. There's going to be a lot of content coming, and I really hope that everybody just goes to uploadvr.com, check out /showcase to go see all the information from what happened today, and then check out the rest of the site while you're there, obviously. Oh, a big shout out too to VR Rosie for doing all of our graphics, which she's done the last couple now, and fantastic artist, just a wonderful, amazing person to have in the community doing this sort of stuff. It's just so awesome. There's it's an overused word, but it's awesome. So thanks to her as well. Let's see what else is there. I feel like I see the light switch in the back, and then they're playing me off the stage here.
I'll talk for a minute and give you a chance to remember. Yeah, I'm seeing in our comments doing it in saying these are the good old days. That's referencing Michael Abrash famous keynote that he gave at an early Oculus event where he talks about this being the good old days of spatial computing, of VR and AR. We will look back at these early years with fondness as soon as we realize everywhere we look, we're going to see headsets, right? We're going to see headsets everywhere in increasing numbers. And a lot of people who claim that they were, believers all along. And we will welcome them with open arms, even though, we'll look at them a little suspiciously if they act like they've been in this since 2014 or whatever. Yeah, I want to say thank you to all of the devs who trusted us with their work. We are working to grow this extraordinarily. I think there's a lot of things we can do next time, Kyle. It's a real interesting question of, should we try to break it across 2 days? Or should we just supersize it like we did this time? If we get that many entries,
leave it up to the the audience, and what do they want? What do they want to see? What do they want to hear? Do they want 2? Do they want 3? Should we do it just a whole week? Should this be an in-person event where we have a week long where everybody just comes to UploadCon? I mean,
we're not doing it in person. This is VR all the way, but. Yeah, okay. There's a lot we can do to really keep this going, right? And it's the thing that, the reason this works out so well is we do have these devs that have been at this a long time who trust us and are bringing us their trailers. And we're getting the chance to pair those people who are very experienced with some indie devs who are brand new and trying it out for the first time. And, sand art, right? Who would think sand art? And when you look at it, you go, actually, I kind of want to do sand art and Power Wash Simulator, right? That's the one you're excited about.
I really am. It just seems so exciting. Just to be able to do that type of game.
Our people in the comments are all over the board. Supersize it, supersize it, supersize it, and then one person is like, make it smaller. Yeah, right. So we'll take all your feedback in good time and try to figure out how to do this better. We will, I love the format of us switching to live, right? Where we can have a conversation. The conversations with our audience, I see it across every channel asking where are our live shows. Like, it is a perfect example of, last 3 weeks have been an insane level of news for us. And David Heaney, who built our virtual studio, is currently trying to get it up to 100% from where it was prior to all this news happening, prior to the rebuilding of our website. And hopefully, once as soon as that, hopefully we'll be back next week. And from hopefully next week onward, it'll be a weekly thing again, where we'll be back there with VR Download, answering questions. Obviously, share out UploadVR.com to everyone you know. We want to introduce people to VR. We want to get them on board. We don't want them getting sick unless they want to have that experience. There's some people that are just, I'm going to go hard until I need to go lay down for a half hour with the motion. Don't do that. Go lay down when you start feeling sick. But for people that want that experience, we'll give you the information you need to have it. Did you remember what you wanted to get to there, Kyle?
I do, yeah. So first of all, I do want to call out all of the individual sponsors. So End Dreams, Grimlord, which was actually not my nickname in high school, even though that was part of the script. I didn't write that. Alchemy Labs, Caveman Studio, Go Rapid Studio, and Shell Games, all just absolutely wonderful to have sponsored for us. You talked about live shows. That is a true thing, is that once we get back to VR Download, obviously we've had a lot on our plate the last couple weeks. So that'll be coming back here very shortly. But then also get used to this. Get used to this background and me here in front of a microphone, because I will be doing a live show starting very soon. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming here soon, and it's going to be completely different. VR Download is all about news, and this is going to be all about commentary, and it's going to be some deep conversations, and it might get a little rough sometimes. So if you're looking for something like that, UploadVR.com will have that eventually. So yeah, I think that's it. Again, thank you to everyone who watched. Thank you to everyone who was involved. Thank you to everyone who submitted. Thank you to everybody who made it into the showcase. Thank you for the royalty-free music that we used. That was way too loud on the stream. I'm sorry, but yeah, I think we're. I think that's it, Ian.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Do consider coming to UploadVR.com and becoming a member. Support our work directly. Help us grow our team. We want more people working on this. We want to do this better. Everyone that notices our rough spots, we know those. We notice those rough spots too, and we'll work on them. And best way you can help us is by supporting us directly, so we don't have to think about page views and ad impressions quite next to just people like our work and like what we're doing. And so yeah, please consider coming to UploadVR.com, becoming a member, getting rid of those ads, and growing with us over time. Thank you so much for everyone who's joined us so far, and we'll see you in the future. Thank you so much.
You took my line, Ian. See you in the future.